Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to do a little something different and give you a little glimpse into the songwriting process of Promises. And specifically, I want to tell you a story about one of the lines in the song. Actually, we ended up throwing out my favorite line of the song because it was a little bit iffy on the message. And so basically, here's what happened. The second line in the song says, as it is right now, it says, "He's right on time in the middle of the raging storm and the waves." That's the second line right out of the gate, verse 1. And but that's not what the original lyric said. The original lyric said, "He sleeps just fine in the middle of the raging storm and the waves," which is a reference to the story of Jesus when he was on the boat with the disciples, and there was a big storm that came through, and Jesus was asleep, and the disciples were scared to death. Like they were, very terrified of the weather, and so they go to wake Jesus up, and they're like, "Wake up, wake up! We're dying here." And then Jesus, of course, famously speaks to the waves and speaks to the storm and calms the storm. And so when I think about the song Promises, that is exactly what the song is about, right? That Jesus sleeps just fine in the middle of the raging storm and the waves. And that's what, hopefully we as Christians can do also because of the promises of God. The problem that we ran into was that even though Jesus slept as a man, God never sleeps, right? And so it was confusing somewhat to the listener, or at least we thought it would be confusing to the listener if you heard, he ain't surprised by the things we see on TV these days. Okay, that could be God. And then he sleeps just fine. Wait, God sleeps? Oh, we must not be talking about God anymore. And so it kind of was it threw off, we thought it would throw off the listener. And even though that is exactly, like I said, the fact that we can sleep just fine in the middle of the raging storm and the waves, that's exactly what the song's about. We still decided to throw it out because it was a little iffy. And so, that's part of writing, music for Christians. Christian music is the only genre defined by the lyric, by the message. It's not defined by the sound. And I take that pretty seriously. I never want to write anything that's going to, cause anyone to question anything that they read in the Word of God. And, that was just one of those times where the sentiment behind the lyric was correct, but the statement was a little bit, questionable, I guess you could say. And again, if I was standing over your shoulder, I could explain to every person that heard the song, hey, this is about Jesus on the boat, when he was on earth, and everybody would go, "Oh, okay, I get it now." But we can't stand over everyone's shoulder that hears our music, and so that's the compromise we have to make sometimes. And so anyway, I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit of knowledge for the writing of this song. And I love writing songs, and I love writing songs for the people of God, and so I take it pretty seriously, especially the lyrics that we put out there in the world. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for loving this song too. And if you like this kind of story format or whatever, leave a comment. Let me know. I can do more of these. I got lots of stories. So talk to you guys later. Bye.